absolutely. There's over 3,000 different consumer magazines published in the UK on a regular frequency basis, and at WWMD we have access to all of that product range. In addition, we also import in the best of the international products as well. So, for example, if you're a music store, then as well as NME and Kerrang and those favourites, we also have access to things like Rolling Stone magazine. So, so very, very much so. There are titles for all sorts of categories out there. In the UK, there are over 200 retail store types when you look at industry trade association coding, and out of those we currently go to 37 different sectors, but there's probably about 85 sectors that could take magazines. For example, there's a magazine called Chocolat, which is if you're a confectionery store, then that's an opportunity for you. So there's a whole host of different titles out there, and what's really good about niche and specialist is that a lot of the stores are actively supporting people's hobbies and interests, and out of that, it makes the sector very vibrant around those passions that people have, and they quite often see magazines as the source for new information to support that hobby and interest that they have. Yeah, absolutely. And it depends on the sort of retailer that you are. On average, there are normally 4 to 10 active part works launched in the UK in any one year. There are lots of other part works that are trialled and tested, and they don't all make it to market. But when there are launches, then if you're the right sort of store for those particular part works, then it's a great opportunity for you. Part works covers this sort of whole sector, this subsector really of the industry is around part works and collectibles. Collectibles are things like Panini and Topps, whereby you've got the World Cup and Euros and various film collections. Panini have quite a big affinity with Disney, for example. So whenever there's a big Disney film out there, or the Harry Potter sequence, for example, there was a whole sticker and album collection theme around that. And part works, you mentioned the the build the bounty and those sorts of things, but at the moment, there's things out there like a pocket watch collection, so historic watches. There's some World War One stuff around at present because of the 100th anniversary of the start of the First World War, and even we've had a collectible series around sci-fi. So one of the most successful collections of all time was to do with the Star Trek franchise, and you've also got things like Doctor Who and James Bond cars, and so again, so if you're a collectible store, a comic store, or you've got the sorts of consumer that comes in and sort of like is into that type of product, then it's ideal for you, because what they'll quite often do is they'll launch at low prices to get consumer interest, and then people will then lock into collecting the series, and the price point then is significantly higher than what you'd actually get for a normal magazine. So collectibles are great as well. But it's about knowing, it goes back to one of the earlier editions that we did around knowing your customer avatar, knowing what your customers are interested in. But again, the customer service team are great at helping advise what's available now and what could be right for your store. Yeah, well, for magazines and collectibles and part works, just give the magazine sales team a call. Best number to get them on's 0121 788 3112.